İslam ülkeleri İstatistik, Ekonomik ve Sosyal Araştırma ve Eğitim Merkezi'nden Sayın MASHAR Hüseyin'i kürsüye davet ediyoruz.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. It's a great pleasure for me to address this August gathering and distinguished audience. At the outset, I would like to express my deep thanks and gratitude to the management of Sakarya University for organizing this important conference and for their generous and warm hospitality. Distinguished guests, esteemed participants, before I go into the discussion on main topic of this Congress, I would like to make use of this opportunity to develop very briefly on our center and its main activities. SESRİC is a subsidiary organ of the Organization of Islamic Cooperation, operating in Ankara since June 1978. SESRİC has been mandated to work in three areas: statistics, socio-economic research, and training and technical cooperation. Within the framework of the implementation of its mandate in the area of statistics, SESRİC serves as the major socio-economic statistical and information bank on and for the OIC member countries and hosts the most comprehensive statistical database on the member countries. In the area of research, SESRİC acts as the main socio-economic research organ of the Organization of Islamic Cooperation, whereby it undertakes research activities on various issues of concern to the OIC member countries with a view to analyze the prevailing situation at the OIC level and suggesting the appropriate policy actions that need to be taken in order to face the challenge and strengthen the intra-Islamic cooperation in the concerned areas. In the area of training and technical cooperation, SESRİC initiates and implements capacity building programs on many important subjects and areas of immediate interest to the OIC member countries and assume the role of the focal point for the technical cooperation activities and projects between the OIC system and the relevant international and regional organization. In doing so, the center facilitates exchange of knowledge, experience, and best practices among the OIC member countries with a view to contributing to the South-South cooperation initiative within the OIC community through transferring knowledge and know-how from one member country to another. In addition to these activities, SESRİC has been preparing and publishing periodicals and other publications in its areas of mandate for the benefit of the member countries. Two flagship periodicals of SESRİC are Journal of Economic Cooperation and Development and Review of Economic Cooperation and Development. All of our activities and publications are available online. You can visit our website www.sesric.org. Distinguished guests, esteemed participants, on the topic of this Congress, I would like to share the following. As we all know, the latest global economic and financial crisis has brought to the forefront wide-ranging issues concerning the stability and soundness of the global financial system. The crisis has prompted an extensive global re-examination of the adequacy of the international financial architecture, the need for regulatory reform, and the search for a more sustainable solution which leads to a more equitable, stable, and sustainable financial system. In fact, there is currently a growing global demand for a new economic and financial system. However, so far no strong action has been taken towards reforming the global economic and financial system. It is still widely argued that the latest reforms which have been made in the aftermath of the crisis did not go far enough and that there is still an increasing risk of another global financial crisis. It seems that these reforms alone are unlikely to eliminate all of the shortcomings, faults, and weaknesses in the international economic and financial system. A situation which intensifies the debate on the origin of the crisis and re-emphasizes the need for more changes and reforms in the international financial architecture. Leaving the system as is will no doubt lead to repetition of the crisis in the future, and it seems that we would be talking more about sustainable crisis instead of sustainable development. Ladies and gentlemen, as you may recall, during the early phase of the crisis, there was almost international consensus on the need to work out measures for restructuring the international financial architecture. Many voices have even called for rethinking of other alternative financial systems. A financial system based on Islamic principle was among these alternatives. And it was widely argued that such a system could avoid the fundamental problems and shortcomings of the conventional financial system that led the world into crisis. Distinguished guests, esteemed participants, in fact, despite its relatively long history, the only manifestation of Islamic economics since its emergence as an alternative to mainstream neoclassical economic theory was the development of the Islamic banking and finance industry. As we all know, the contemporary practice of Islamic banking and finance is now over 30 years old. Islamic finance has rapidly transformed in the last decade to become internationally recognized and accepted as a competitive and robust form of financial intermediation by all communities. The global Islamic finance industry continues to experience double-digit growth, with global Islamic banking assets in commercial banks are estimated about $2 trillion. However, the expansion of Islamic finance industries to serve different and wide-ranging global communities and its integration into the global financial system are still to be tested by the risks and developments in the international financial system. The Islamic financial service industry is also entering into a fundamentally different environment that will be significantly influenced by the recent international regulatory reforms that is being undertaken in the post-crisis era. In order to enhance its capacity to address the increased risk and vulnerability in the newly evolving international financial environment, Islamic financial service industry should continue thriving to achieve higher levels of growth and greater integration into the international financial system with new and diversified financial products. On the other hand, in practice, there are still serious concerns on the conversion of Islamic financial system into the conventional one. In this regard, serious efforts should be made to ensure the realization of the institutional and policy aspiration of the original Islamic economic thinking. In particular, to ensure that the basic fundamentals of Islamic economics and finance support the process of mobilization and allocation of funds to generate productive real economic activity based on the profit-loss sharing principle. Distinguished guests, esteemed participants, I would like to make use of this opportunity to mention that we at SESRİC have recently given a special attention to the issue of Islamic economics and finance. We put this issue at a high place at our agenda. In this context, I am pleased to inform your August meeting that under the auspices of His Excellency Abdullah Gül, ex-President of the Republic of Turkey, our center has organized the International Forum on Financial System, which was held in Istanbul in September 2013, under the theme Sustainable Finance for Sustainable Development. The forum brought together well-renowned intellectuals, including eminent economists, statesmen and policymakers, heads of international organizations, as well as industry practitioners to explore the potential avenues for building a more just, inclusive and stable financial system for generations to come. Prior to the International Forum on Financial System, our center has also organized and hosted the 9th International Conference on Islamic Economics and Finance in the same venue in Istanbul. We have jointly organized this conference with the Islamic Research and Training Institute of the Islamic Development Bank, Qatar Faculty of Islamic Studies of Qatar Foundation's Hamad bin Khalifa University, and the International Association for Islamic Economics. The series of these conferences, the first of which started in 1976, is among the most prestigious academic events in the Islamic economics and finance discipline. it has made a significant contribution to conceptualization of the theory and practice of contemporary Islamic economics and finance through research and intellectual dialogues. Furthermore, SESRİC has recently conducted and published a joint research project with the International Islamic University of Malaysia on integration of Waqf and Islamic microfinance for poverty reduction, a case studies for Malaysia, Indonesia, and Bangladesh. Distinguished guests, esteemed participants, there is no doubt that Islamic finance bases that are readily accessible, consistent, and comparable across countries are needed to support improved policy assessment and design and promote quality research in the field of Islamic finance. Currently available databases are constrained by limited coverage, consistency, and gaps in time series. In addition, there are no statistics available as part of standardized international database such as international financial statistics maintained by the IMF, International Monetary Fund. To address this issue, SESRİC, in collaboration with the World Bank Global Islamic Finance Center and other partners, has developed a project on OIC, Islamic Financial Industry Database. The project is expected to identify the issues, develop standardized methodology, including the templates for data collection and collaborate with domestic and international stakeholders to collect, compile, perform quality assurance, and publish the data. Distinguished guests, esteemed participants, in addition to the statistical and research activities on various various Islamic finance-related issues, SESRİC has also given a special importance to training and capacity building and education in Islamic economics and finance. Under the umbrella of its vocational education and training program for OIC member countries, Islamic economics and finance is an important constituent of its capacity building programs for the center banks. Under these capacity building programs, SESRİC has organized several training courses covering a wide range of topics like risk management in Islamic financial instruments in Tajikistan and Islamic microfinance in Somalia and Islamic financial instruments in Turkey. The center organized the second International Islamic Economics and Finance Summer School in September 2015, recently in Istanbul, in collaboration with Istanbul Sabahattin Zaim University, International Research and Study Center for Islamic Economics and Finance. The main purpose of the summer school was to give fundamental knowledge about Islamic economics and finance, encourage academic studies in the field, and provide an opportunity for the specialists in the field to cooperate in and promote Islamic finance. Ladies and gentlemen, as is clear in the program of the Congress, several academic papers are going to be presented and discussed during these 3 days. Extensive deliberation and discussions will be conducted on various important issues related to the theme of the Congress. I would like to congratulate all the authors of the papers that have been accepted to be presented at the Congress, particularly the young researchers who are still in their postgraduate programs. I believe that your participation and contributions are crucial and that the outcome of the Congress will be instrumental in enriching the literature and practice of the Islamic economics and finance. I wish you all a great success in your endeavor and pray Allah the Almighty to help all of us and guide our steps to achieve the prosperity and welfare of the humanity. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Teşekkür ediyoruz. Değerli konuşmacılar Mehmet Ali Akben, Vahdettin Ertaş ve MASHAR Hüseyin'e plaketlerini takdim etmek üzere Sayın Rektörümüzü, Kongre Düzenleme Kurulu Başkanı Fatih Savaşan Hocamızı ve ICISEF Müdürü Ömer Karaoğlu Hocamızı tekrar sahneye davet ediyoruz.
Lütfen arabayı da rotatınız. Tekrar.